Oh goody, guess who's back in the news again? Good old Ned Fever Dream Fulmer. I don't know if you heard, but it's pretty interesting. Look, I don't normally do videos like this, but today is going to be more of a slideshow presentation. And that's for good reason. Apparently, someone found Ned Fulmer's dating profile. And look, I just want to go out and say, Ned Fulmer has been divorced for years now. This man probably should move on, so that's not entirely a bad thing. However, I wouldn't bring this up if I just saw his dating profile. I'm not trying to dox the man. But when you yourself go on X and then dox and rate your own photos, now you're inviting attention, and that's exactly what Ned did. He said, since someone doxed me, I might as well just put my profile up on here and rate them. And that is where I get these pictures from. If you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, you stumbled in here, you're like, who's Ned? I'm not talking about Ned Flanders. I'm talking about Ned Fulmer, disgraced member, former member of the Try Guys, where he tried to cheat on his wife successfully and it failed. Now he has a podcast called Rock Bottom with Ned Fulmer and a YouTube channel that has very subpar videos on it. And if you want to see great videos, like wow, this guy's going to different countries just for content for you. If you need a palate cleanser after this video, and I'm assuming you will, why not consider watching my brand new video on the Suvi channel? All you have to do is click on my finger now. That'll take you there. Okay, cool. Or at the end of the video, you could just literally type in Suvi into the search bar. I come up. That's pretty cool. Also, if you do like the video, consider hyping it. This is a thing that YouTube has actually implemented for newer channels, like my second channel. If you scroll to the right, you'll actually see a bar called hype, and you just click it. It hypes my video. Apparently it tells YouTube this should be recommended to more people. So if you do like the video, that's something you could do to help. Thank you. Yeah, I'm being petty, but I'm trying to get more subscribers than Ned's channel. I just want to prove to myself I can. My point is, Ned Fulmer has disgraced himself. He has fallen out of grace with the public, and when he came back in a less than stellar way, going on a podcast with his ex-wife talking about his cheating. Except he didn't really talk about his cheating, he tried to slide under it, and she said maybe the most poignant thing ever, because he said he wants to keep doing content, and she's like, do you really think you're that interesting? And we've come to find out, no, he's not interesting. He just seems to be a person who likes getting humiliated. Because that's really what's happening. Circle back to now. I've showed you a couple videos. I've actually tried to stop talking about him. I'm like, cool, we're done. Lo and behold, we're not done, because I saw the dating profile and I wasn't gonna make a video, and then I saw it and I was like, ooh, I have to roast the fuck out of this man. So this is what that is. Let's take a look at this dating profile. By the way, it's, if you think, maybe it's like, you're like, oh man, he's just on Tinder. He's just trying to smash someone. Nope. Oh man, he's on Bumble. He's just trying to fuck a bumblebee. Nope. Oh man, he's on Hinge. He's trying to fix someone's door. Nope. He's on, it's a weird app. Let me read it to you. I actually did some research on the app because it's weird. So the original post is on X, formerly known as Twitter, before Elon Musk dusted that. And he said, apparently someone doxed me on Field Co. That's what it's called, Field Co. Sounds like a hacking app, but it's a fucking app. Anyway, saves me $29.99 a month. I truly give zero fucks and invite you to roast it. You summon me, I come. Especially BB Rexa, and I was like, why is she catching strays? I had to look up who that was. It's a singer. She seems cool. I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe he likes her and he's trying to shout someone out. I feel like if I ever try to do this, I'll be like, shout out Anne Hathaway. Initially, I was like, wow, that's very cool, right? I mean, like seems like he doesn't care anymore. But then you peel back the layers and you're like, oh, he made a public dating profile. If people see it, then maybe it circulates and he gets more matches because people are aware that it exists. This is like free publicity, and this man knows no publicity is bad publicity. Sorry, that's a hard word. He also commented on his own thing. He said, follow me for more divorced dad unhinged energy or whatever, or unfollow, I don't care. I hope this gave you a laugh. This is truly in his divorced dad era. This is divorced dad coded. I'm surprised he hasn't just worn like a shirt that has his belly pop out. He rests a beer on it, picks it up, and he's like, oh, squashes the can, throws it away. This dude really is in a new era of I don't care anymore. And it is pretty sad to see, because he still has kids, you know, you still can try and be a good father. It's not like he has anything redeemable already, but now he's just like, Rosemary, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm divorced. What could you possibly do worse than I've done to myself? Now, let's take a look at field.co, because that's truly a special app that he's on. I don't know why he didn't just go onto a normal app, but when I read field.co, I was like, I see. He wants more than just the average experience, so to say. I looked up the website, and it says field.co, this is their like thing. It says, imagine a world where everyone is more intimately connected to each other and themselves. Nobody asked for this shit. I feel like anybody would want to be less intimately connected to random people they don't know about. I would. If I could switch some shit off, I would. Field's ever-evolving platform creates more inclusive spaces online and IRL, wow Gen Z, where everyone can feel safe to express and explore gender, sexuality, and desire outside of existing blueprints. ChatGPT just threw up. That's all that is. This says nothing. We actively build trust with policies and practices that evolve along with our community. That is literally a politician answer. If you ask me what field.co is, and I was like, we build trust. This is some bullshit. I mean, I went on to this website. I don't have any understanding of what is going on here. It just looks like Hinge 2.0, Bumble 2.0. I never really been on, I never been on Hinge, Bumble. Oh, I'm sorry, it's still going. For journeys, not destinations. ChatGPT poetry. Field is a dating app for the curious, those open to experiencing people and relationships in new ways. Polyamory, so if you like dating a polygon. Consensual non-monogamy, that's a phrase that we need to break the fuck down. Consensual non-monogamy, as opposed to cheating. You know what I mean? Like, that's, because that would be the opposite of that. Homo and hetero flexibility, I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure that's like, they just get you to ride that pommel horse, and if you do it well, you become that. Pansexuality, asexuality, aromanticism. Honestly, I'm not familiar with some of these terms, so voyeurism, whoa, I am familiar with that term. What? That's not a good, like, that's never been a good word. That, I don't think in any way has that been like a, I like watching people through a window. I like watching people through a peephole. That's what voyeurism is, watching when other people don't know. What the? I don't know about that one. And kink, all right, are just a few of the sexual identities and desires that make up the field community. So basically, normal human beings, because everybody has different desires, wants, kinks, and hey, we're not kink shaming over here. This is a accepting, okay? Anything within reason and legality, of course. So basically, I feel like Ned is just, he's discovering his body. You know what I mean? Like maybe this is the cycle of like men who cheat. Like, it's like, I'm gonna be a man, I'm gonna be a husband, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna get divorced, I'm gonna go back to being a kid and discovering myself again. Who knows? Like, you must be immature to be doing some of these things. So now let's take a look at Ned's profile, but here's an interesting tidbit. His name is not Ned on the profile. This man has a secret alias. Oh my god. Edward is his name. Why did he not call himself Nedward? At least that would have been funny. Nedward, 38, man straight. Oh. Alright, well, I'm gonna tell you why the reason I did the video is this next line, and I read it, and I genuinely, my friend was showing me the slides, and I was like, I don't think I need to do this video. Then I read this line, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I will. This is, I'm not reading this, this is his. Dom leaning, switch. Okay. Dom leaning switch, looking for a bratty sub. It's like I ate 2 fucking lemons. Ugh! That is not something that I really wanted to see. I know it's just words, but I can hear him saying like, Dom leaning sub, I need a bratty sub, or whatever. I honestly, this is a man with kids, okay? And we all grew up seeing this man, and he's like a goofy uncle. Imagine going on Tinder and your uncle's there. It's like John, 38, Out for John. I'm looking for a bratty sub who's just like my niece. You know, you're like, oh, it kind of, that's how it reads. I'm like, my eyes are vomiting. He's 5'10", which is, he's tall. And then he starts, he does this thing, ENFJ, enthusiastic non-fat jogger. I don't know, what does that mean? I had to look it up and it's a personality trait. I feel like other people are like really doing these dating things so different. This feels like watching some dystopian thing. Like I thought dating on apps were like, hey, yeah, no, I like movies, like hanging out by the beach, stuff like that. I didn't think that you needed to start dropping some letters that are acronyms for some shit. Why don't you just say what the fuck you are? If you're introverted, say that. If you're extroverted, say that. He says he's athletic and currently sporting a beard. Okay. He also says, I'm single and live alone in a gorgeous house in Silver Lake. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to see it someday, winky face. And I think if he had the courage to, he could like put like in brackets, because my wife left me because I put my dinghy in an employee. So, wow. That was like, it's like watching your grandpa twerking and stuff. This is uncharted territory. There's also a hidden bio, and for the privacy of him, I don't want to read it because I'm only reading what he has put out on the link. But I really do wonder what it says, because it's got to say some horrific shit if this is the stuff that he's willing to let everyone see. By the way, he's got a picture of his dog. Pretty good. Pretty decent there. But you know what? He starts rating the pictures. Sorry, just a quick tangent here. I did look up ENFJ, and it stands for extroverted, intuitive, feeling, judging. I thought it was fat jogger. Often known as the protagonist or the teacher, is a charismatic, empathetic, and idealistic personality type focused on fostering harmony, inspiring others, and personal growth. What's the bad ones, by the way, guys? Does everyone do this test? What's the one that's like N, narcissistic, nagging, Nelly? What's the bad personality types? Where's the personality types that says serial cheater or something like that? For me, it would be like serial eater. Because I do like eating cereal. Seriously. They excel at reading emotions, sure. And leading teams, though they may become overextended or conflict averse due to their high desire to please. Oh, he was pleasing someone. Well, that's his personality type if anybody's looking for him out there and they want to go to that beautiful Silver Lake that he's living in alone, conveniently at 38 years old. So now he starts judging his own pictures. I think that's stupid. But anyway, here's him judging his own pictures and roasting himself. Let's rate these photos. Cute smile. Are you all good in the head, sir? I feel he knows people don't like him and he's like, yeah, I look cute. Feeling cute. Might delete later. I like the dog. Bio could be better, but it's not that deep. I have such a problem with this man texting like a teenager. Because in my head, it's like, cute smile. I like the dog. Bio could be better, but it's not that deep. Like, that's how I'm reading it. And he's 38. This dude is not young, man. I mean, he's young, but like not like that, bro. You shouldn't be messaging like that. The next photo is him looking like he's about to rob a really wealthy bank. But this one's a bit of a weird read. He said, nice fit, mosque is fun, great view. A photo shoot was with Ariel for our dating profiles at a school fundraiser, but nobody needs to know that. Kind of weird to bring her in to your life still. Kind of weird. I don't really even know what to make of that. He does say with both of our dating profiles, insinuating that, you know, maybe they were doing a challenge at the time, but he's gonna use a profile picture from when his wife took it to try and find his new wife. The cringe is strong with this one, let's just say. He rated that 8 out of 10, which is very, that's, wow, okay. Love this one. I tried kite surfing in Greece this summer. Little goofy, shows something extreme, 6 out of 10. Wow, all right. He's got the dad shades. He's doing one of those, yeah, bruh. Yeah, he just looks like a goofball person. So he's right. It is goofy. Of course, we need a obligatory photo of the abs. He's dressed in green as the Hulk. Hulk costume Halloween 2022 when I was in treatment. Stress, anxiety, depression had my weight down to 155. Let me stop you right there. I thought that he was putting this on his feed or feel app or whatever the fuck it's called. I was like, wow, you are oversharing. Then I realized this is just him on X doing this. So the people on whatever that app, they don't know that this is from 2022. they think this is him now. So he's catfishing people, finding old pictures of yourself and being like, this is what I used to look like, is kind of a crazy thing. It's not catfishing per se, but at the same time, that's not how you look now. So imagine someone trying to, like, let's say you gain like 50 pounds or something, and you're like, this is how I used to look, but you come there and you show up as you now. That is at least giving someone a false image, is it not? I feel like a little bit. He's also talking about depression, anxiety, doing some really sad things, all to show his abs, which is just telling. My abs look defined and I'm painted green, so whatever, it's fun. 5 out of 10. That was just to show his body. You need to show your body on social media, right? When I'm gonna get on Tinder, like yesterday, I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna show my big fat body on that, and then they're gonna see my muscles. They're gonna be like, oh, Suvi. That's gonna be me. I understand. I'm gonna take advice from Ned. Before you know it, 3 kids, 0 wife, 1 house, 2 mortgage, 1 car, rental payment, overdue. Oh my God, stress. Abs. Does he have more? Oh, of course. There's one looking like he just shat himself in the pool. That's very good photo. Hot tub mountain man. Yes, exactly. Well, that's correct. IDK probably should delete this one, but the sunset was nice. Every day, every single day, I see Nedrick in my my feed. I wonder, what on earth did Ariel ever see in this man? Every single day, I'm like, there's another thing that's a red flag for me. If someone texts like this, like a teenager, I wouldn't, that's not like a spousal. IDK, bro. IDK, looks cute, might delete, I don't know. Bruh, see you later. That's a weird way to text, man. That's just a weird way to talk in general. He got 9 comments on that, so that's good. Oh, there's more. This one's nuts. Alright. And way too costuming you me. From the Eras Tour reputation, but the beard was strong and whatever. I'm a single dad on a dating app, out here living my life. 2024, wedding ring is confusing, but hey, it's field.co. Half the people are poly. 4 out of 10. There's a lot going wrong with that. But yes, he's showing his beard, so he wants people to see that he can grow a beard. It's a lot of things that he's putting out. He really just wants to date. He wants to get some new people in his life, and now he's open about it. He's like, I've done this once. I might cheat again. So I might as well go on an app that is okay with, what is it? Consensual non-being with one person. Monogamy. That's right. What an interesting individual he is. So lo and behold, people of course commented. I will read you some of the comments. This is just from Twitter and Reddit as well. Forced self-awareness is never funny, which is kind of true. He is self-aware, but again, it took him way too long, and it's 3 years down the road, and he did try to ignore it. So now being self-aware is just like almost accepting his fate. He does seem like a depressed deadbeat dad at this point. Just the amount of whatevers and the IDKs is, like I said, lining up with the teenage depression. Like he's going back into that spiral. You might need to find a new lease on life, sir. You aren't a single dad if you never take care of your own kids. You're just a single and a dad. Which is true. I don't know if I ever seen him talk about his kids. I don't know if his channel really is about that, but I know I would probably be saddest about me not being able to be with my kids all the time if I'm living alone. And before that, I was living and I got to see the little bundles of joy every day. That would genuinely crush my little heart. But this guy's different, man. He's built different. I read this entire thing, Joe Open. You must have a humiliation kink, which is a thing that people are really talking about. I feel like this train has got some steam now because it didn't at first. But the amount of humiliation this man is not only enduring, but bringing upon to himself, at some point you must figure this man is just like, humiliation. Like maybe is what turns him on. Turn that switch to 100, sub brother. Seek help. He's a sub. Your kids are gonna be on the internet someday, but thank God you got the 14 retweets here. Now, I don't know if the kids are ever gonna look at Neddy. I don't know what they're really gonna look at Daddy Ned. I don't know if they're ever gonna have that conversation, but God forbid one of your kids doesn't go on one of these apps and is like, what? World's too small, my dad's on here. And all this for some employee ass. You know what I mean? When you really think about it, he had everything. He had the world in his hands. He was on BuzzFeed. He was with 3 other guys. Who doesn't like that? And he had a beautiful wife and kids and a good home. He was, I'm pretty sure, a millionaire. He's like a very rich dude because he's living in that house all alone. He had everything, but he still wanted one slice of that ass. And he ruined his life. Let's not forget Alex, the girl who effectively messed up her own relationship. And that poor guy who she was married to. I don't know who the fuck can ever show their face not in shame being like, I lost to Ned Fulmer. Ned Fulmer stole my girl. As a really more reflection of your girl than Ned Fulmer, trust me. But man, he has sunk to an all-time low here. So this is really what happened with Ned. So what's his name? Edward Fulmer. Fulman. I don't know what he goes by on that app, but he's dating now. I think it's only fair for us to know if he gets some matches and films that, because I think we'd be mildly more curious to see how that's going than his channel, which features videos like I turned into a clown for a day, which again writes itself. One thing that is important to notice, Ned actually has started replying to comments, not on his channel where he does weird things, but on the Rock Bottom podcast. This is on his latest video, by the way. The like to dislike ratio is disgusting, by the way. So someone comments, while launching with Ariel, the interview obviously blew up off sheer shock. It's kind of cast a dark shadow over this whole thing. And he actually replied saying, how so? I think it's pretty self-explanatory, the fact that the podcast got a lot of views and now doesn't get any. Someone said, if Paula Deen can't make a comeback, there's no hope for you, my guy. And he said, I'm making content that I believe in without any expectation of a specific outcome. Thanks for the feedback. It kind of sounds a little bit like ChatGPT. Doesn't sound like a real person with real feelings. If this is the content that he truly loves, crying on camera while walking or pretending to be a clown or doing any of these other horrible things, I gotta say, your output level and the bar of what you think is good is very low, sir. Also, just on a quick note, Paula Deen throwing out the N-words. I don't know if she should make a comeback, man. Someone said, I find he's tiptoeing around his divorce and wanting to process the public view of his huge mistake, but not addressing it directly, instead letting others address their issues directly, which is exactly what is happening on the podcast. And he says, thanks for the feedback. What would you have me do differently? You could take accountability. You could actually just lay it out on the floor instead of half-assing every single attempted apology that you've ever done. I mean, you could maybe not try and guilt trip people or victimize yourself in any way. Perhaps maybe not doing videos like donating to MS and then not actually donating to them. Or if you have, nobody's seen the receipts. Or maybe not going on dating websites that specifically are for consensual non-monogamy, where it looks like you just can't get rid of that lifestyle. You're Ned Big Fulmer. You got to have people all constantly on it. You can't really take a minute for yourself to process, think about what people think about you. Doesn't matter if it does matter and you're still operating on this platform. How can I be a better person due to my actions? Nobody's trying to hold you to your ideals forever, right? Nobody's saying this is you forever. You are a cheater, you have, that's fine. It's not fine, but it happened. Now you have to move on, but you're not really moving on if you don't actually address it. People just keep talking about it until that issue is resolved, and you, for whatever reason, I don't know what his personality type is. I think it says something about evading. He's probably evaded that responsibility his whole life, and that's really what's going on. And someone, my favorite comment, someone said, are you gonna bring Alex on your podcast? And there was no GPT response for this. He just said no. Ned is a crazy dude. That's all I have to say to you guys today. That's all I wanted to bring up. This was something that came up, and then I read that whatever, he's a dom looking for a bratty sub, and I was like, cool, there goes my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I guess before I go, I just want to say, what do we learn, guys? What did we learn? The internet always finds out, right? Like, they're gonna find out, but no, you shouldn't dox people. And I think it sucks if someone did actually dox him, because it's his private life, whether we like it or not. I mean, he put his life on public for us to see. That was, it is what it is. And then now he's trying to do things in private with his dating life and stuff, and we're not actually invited to that. So I wouldn't say anything. But then this dude sees an opportunity and is like, yes, everybody can see my abs and my beard and everything. Maybe more girls will actually match and they'll be like, oh, you're the guy everyone's so mean to. I think you're pretty nice. At that point, I think you're just constantly using people around you to get something. And instead of being sincere for once in your life, you're just doing more and more to make us not like you. And that's the tale of Ned Fulmer, really. This dude digs a hole and he keeps digging. And I don't know where he's gonna end up when he gets to the other side, but I don't think it's any place good. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this Ned update. I hope there's not too many more, but I do have a few other videos in the pipeline not related to him. So let's take a look at those next time. Take care. I'll see you.